What's up, Lucid Dreamers? This is Jonah Gabriel, your friendly Onironaut, helping you traverse the Lucid Dream multiverse. This is video 3 of 3 in a 3-part tutorial series on Lucid Dreaming. If this is your first time tuning in, you might want to check out the first and second episodes of this series. The first one was all about getting lucid in your dreams, tips, tricks, methods for calling lucidity into your experience. The second video was all about maintaining lucidity in your dreams. Once you become lucid in your dreams, how do you stay in that state and extend the experience? And today's episode is entitled, You're Lucid, Now What? And this is where the excitement and magic of lucid dreaming really begins. And we'll be counting down a top 10 list of things to do when you become lucid in your dreams. So if you appreciate this content, hit like, subscribe to the channel, and stick around. Alright, so before we get into our top 10 list of things to do once you become lucid in your dreams, I want to discuss 2 fundamental approaches to lucid dreaming. The first one is more of a passive approach, and it's about being an observer and witnessing the dream as the dream wants to unfold before your awareness. And the second is more of an active participant. This is, you know you're dreaming, you know you're in the lucid dream, and you exert your choice and your agency and your free will into the dream state, and you navigate the dream from that place of active participation. The first approach, the observer, is really valuable if you're interested in harvesting what the dream world and your subconscious has for you, what type of messages are trying to come through. And this is where you're going to want to wake up from your dream and immediately write down in your dream journal the dream that you had, and then look at it through the lens of a variety of dream interpretation tools and techniques. I really encourage and recommend the practice of dream tending. This is Stephen Eisenstadt from Pacifica University's modality and practice, and he does a bunch of trainings that you can sign up for. If you go to the Pacifica website, you can find those. And then within our community, I recommend working with Dr. Barbara Bain, who is a very skilled dream tender and is trained in the tradition that Stephen Eisenstadt is carrying forward. It's very much from a perspective of depth psychology and Jungian analysis, and so really good, deep stuff to find meaning in your life. So that is from the perspective of the passive observer who finds out that they're lucid in their dreams and just steps back into the witness position and lets the dream unfold the way it wants to. Now, the second way to approach lucid dreaming is more from a place of choice, and it brings your more egoic body into the lucid dream. You're aware of the fact that you're dreaming. You're in this holodeck virtual reality simulation, and you can do whatever you want. I do like to remind people that a sailor does not control the sea. And similarly, a lucid dreamer does not control the dream. But a lucid dreamer can choose how they want to navigate their awareness through the dream. And that's where lucid dreaming practice can get really fun. And so now we're going to count down the top 10 things to do once you could become lucid in your dream. Number 1, do nothing. And this is based off of that first approach to lucid dreaming. Step back into the witness position and allow the dream to unfold. Think of it as if the dream was a river and you are floating on a tube in the river, and you're also on a hilltop overlooking yourself on the tube on the river. And cultivate that dual awareness of being in the river and allowing the river to take you where it wants to take you, and being on the hilltop watching yourself floating down the river. And you don't need to do anything. The dream is going to have a life and an intelligence of its own. And so just watch it. Be aware of it. Capture it, harvest it, and write it down in your dream journal when you wake up. The second thing to do when you become lucid in your dream, and the rest of these are going to be from that second perspective of being an active participant in your dream. The second thing that people love to do when they become lucid in their dream is fly. Flying is exhilarating, and there's a number of ways that you can do it, so I encourage you to experiment with different methods of flying. Some people flap their arms. Some people imagine where they want to go with their mind and can zoom there. I actually like to sprout big white angel wings out of my back, and the movement is more of like a shoulder blade pump, and I can feel the wings take me through my dreams. A third thing to do when you become lucid in your dreams is to experiment with walking through walls. Walking through walls is a really cool experience. It's almost like the wall is not solid, and it's like a gelatinous substance, and you can stick your hand through it, and then your arm and your whole body, and it feels like you're stepping through this sort of like gooey membrane and walk through to the other side. And this is a great metaphor for walking through obstacles. So if you develop the practice of walking through walls in your dreams, I bet you're finding creative ways to move through obstacles in your waking life. The fourth thing to do when you become lucid in your dreams is to confront nightmare images. A consistent nightmare that people have is one of being chased. If you can become lucid in that moment when you're being chased, realize that you're dreaming and turn around and confront the thing that's chasing you, a few things happen. The first thing is that you can see what it is that's chasing you, what you're scared of. The second thing is you can confront it. You might stand your ground or even grapple with it or fight with it. Or you might want to ask it a question. What do you want? Do you have a message for me? This is an amazing way of transforming fear, both in your waking life and in your dreams. So I encourage that practice. The fifth thing that you might want to try when you become lucid in your dreams is breathing underwater. Dive deep into the ocean and explore the underworld of the subconscious. The ocean and water in your dreams often represents the deep unconscious. And so if you can dive into the ocean and know that you're dreaming so you can breathe underwater, you can explore what is down there in the depths that wants to be known. A sixth thing to do when you become lucid in your dream is to practice telekinesis. And this is basically moving things with your mind. And I have a lot of fun with this one because you can pick people up and put them in a tree, or maybe there's a car blocking your way and you don't want to go around it, so you just pick it up and toss it to the side. I've had some epic, like monumental battles in my dream where I've moved my enemies with my mind and gotten rid of the threat. Telekinesis in your dreams is really fun, something to practice with, and the more you practice, the more you get better at it. The seventh thing that you might want to try when you get lucid in your dreams is to shoot things from your fingers. My dad always talks to me about how when he tries to shoot things from his fingers, like spaghetti, almost like silly string substance comes out of his fingers. I've done a thing that's inspired by Spider-Man, and it's actually from my wrist where I shoot spider webs, and I can swing from things like Spider-Man or do it from both wrists and wrap things up in spider webs. I've also had the experience of my fingertips opening up and shooting laser beams that I can cut through hard substances with my fingers. So experiment and try shooting things from your fingers or your hands and get creative with it. Experiment with different things. lasers, spaghetti silly string, and spider webs are just 3 options of an infinite number of possible things that you can do when you start using the power of your hands in the dream. The 8th thing you can do, and I talked about this a little bit when we talked about confronting nightmare images, but you can do this in any type of dream, and that is to ask dream characters questions. If you can imagine that the dream characters that show up in your dreams are aspects of yourself, you can ask those characters questions and remember their answers. Write them down in the morning and engage in the practice of solving the riddle of their answers. They might have really poignant wisdom for you. So be intentional about what questions you want to ask, and maybe even front load those questions before you go to sleep by writing them down in your dream journal. And then once you get lucid in your dream, find the characters that you want to ask those questions to and go ask them questions and record what they say in response. The 9th thing I will recommend when you become lucid in your dreams is to create an artistic masterpiece. Whatever your modality in your waking life is, bring that modality into your dream world and create with it. Paint a painting, find a piano and belt out an epic tune, write a poem, tell a story, make a collage of items that you see and put it onto paper. And then when you wake up, see if you can pull that creative masterpiece through into your waking life and recreate it. The 10th and final thing that I will recommend for you to do when you become lucid in your dreams is to experiment. Try new stuff. Some of these things that I've shared with you are things that lots of people have tried. Some of them that I've shared with you are things that I've developed on my own. No one ever told me how to shoot spider webs out of my wrist, aside from Spider-Man in the movies. I've done a cool thing that no one ever told me to do. I put my hand in front of my eye and say, engage Oracle, and a little radar shows up on my hand and I can ask a question and a dot will show up on my hand and I can use that as a radar to bring me to the answer to my question in my dreams. I developed that by just experimenting in the lucid dream space with doing different things and cultivated this skill, this ability in the lucid dream space. You can do that too. Experiment, practice, and repeat. And of course, always document in your dream journal your experiences. Well, there's a top 10 list of things to do once you become lucid in your dreams. Remember that lucid dreaming is the awareness of the dream as a dream while you're in the dream. And that is the place where infinite possibilities can transpire, where you are free to let go of fear and create the world that you wish to live in. Until next time, lucid dreamers, this is Jonah Gabriel signing off. Dream big, lucid dreamers. I am gonna get this sign off one of these days. Bear with me. You'll see, it'll be great.